Please watch this video very carefully. Pay attention to the words spoken. This spark the rage of every Englishman and woman. Why don't videos like this spur every Englishman and woman into action? Why don't videos like this wake up the sleeping lion in every Englishman and woman? Why don't videos like this and stories like this make them hit their hands on their chest and resolve to defend their country? I get very emotional watching these videos. I really do. I cannot seem to neglect what is happening to places like England. I know how much I love my own country, Nigeria. If you know me, you know I'm from Nigeria. So I know how much I love Nigeria. And I know how deeply affected I will be if the same thing that is happening in England is happening to my own country. I know how much of a fierce warrior I will become if the same tragedy were to befall my own nation. I know that I will fight with everything in me. So I ask, why are the Englishmen and the Englishwomen appearing docile and accommodating to the complete annihilation, the complete decimation of their entire heritage? Why? Are you being docile because you are afraid? Or are you doing that out of cowardice? Why am I not seeing coordinated pushback against the enemy that have come to snuff you out in your own land? Well, I'm actually happy to see some of the English people waking up, okay? I know that some of them are waking up and reacting to the danger that is quickly engulfing them in their own land. Some, like Robert Lowe, I can honestly say that I am the person who is the happiest for the creation of the Restore Party. Because right now, I think a party like Restore Britain is the only hope for the British people. Right now, the natives don't need lukewarm parties who are nothing but the regurgitation of the same old pandering political parties they already have. What Britain needs right now is a native-oriented government who is focused on restoring the lost glory of Britain. And that is what the Restore Party has in store for Britain. So videos like this one just puts things into perspective a little bit. It gives you a glimpse into how completely unrecognizable the West is becoming, whereas the third world newcomers who are seriously decimating the West have their own home countries intact and preserved. Now, this brings me to the hypocrites amongst us, okay? Those people who call the reasonable English men and women racist and hateful just for fighting for the survival of their own nation. You know these people exist, of course. They are everywhere. I'm sure they are also in the comment section of this my video, going on and on about how I'm just a brainwashed African idiot and how people who share the same views as me are just bigoted and racist and, brainwashed and all the rest of them. Of course, they are totally fine with invading and replacing these Western countries because, of course, it benefits them directly. I mean, can't you see how well off they are in the Western world compared to how they are in their own countries? Plus, it advances the agenda of their dangerous cult religion. Now, to these people, I ask you, would you love the same thing to happen to your own beloved home country? Would you want to wake up one morning only to realize that you are quickly becoming a minority in your own country, in your own neighborhood, in your own backyard, that major political positions are now being held by foreigners who do not even prioritize your own interest, to find out that your culture is being silenced, banned, shamed, even outlawed? Would you want to wake up one day only to find out that foreign practices that go against your heritage are now being enforced on you in your own land? Foreign cultures like halal slaughter, ear-piercing calls to prayer, blocking roads and disrupting order by foreigners praying right in the middle of the streets, having your Christmas markets vandalized and desecrated, even having the Christmas markets renamed to winter markets, okay? Just to accommodate the newcomers, not to offend them, because for the newcomers, words like Christmas is haram, it's exclusionary, it is not inclusive, even though nobody cares whether the newcomers are accommodating you, the natives, whether they care that you value the word Christmas. How would you feel if you wake up in your own native land to find out that your own winter markets have now been completely cancelled because of security reasons, for fear of not having the religion of peace practitioners who were forced into your lands by your stupid politicians, for fear of having them exterminate you by bombing or attacking the Christmas markets? How would you feel when you wake up to find out that you are now being harassed and insulted for drinking beer by the so-called newcomers who are now occupying your land, to find out that your young girls, your sisters, your aunties can no longer walk home just for fear of being harassed by these men, to find out that even your police is being sent to harass and detain you just because you decided to walk your dog. Because of course, the invaders think that having a dog as a pet is a grave sin. It is haram. Your culture now have to bend and to give way to their own instead of the opposite, despite the fact that these were the same guys who came into your country promising to obey your laws and your regulations, which includes your culture. How would you feel? How are you going to feel when you wake up and you realize that you're not even allowed to eat pork, which is a delicacy that is inherent to your culture? How would you feel when you wake up realizing that if you say that you don't sell halal food, that will get your shop swatted by the newcomers, okay? And you might even get arrested and shamed by the police. How would you feel if you wake up to realize that flying your own country flag is now a sacrilegious crime, okay? Talking about the heritage of your country proudly is now seen as hateful and racist. Wearing your country flag to a culture day in your school will get you kicked out and horribly criticized by the teachers and even by your own government. Demanding that the newcomers respect your culture and your way of life and adhere to your own rules and regulations will ultimately get you labeled a racist or something phobic or a demon or something of that nature. How would you feel when you're realizing that all the newcomers in your own country are allowed to celebrate their own country, which they ran away from in the first place to come to your own country? But you are not even allowed to celebrate or even be proud of your country that harbors all of these newcomers. So tell me if you will accept the same thing happening to your beloved home country. Tell me that you would have no problem with your culture being completely erased. Tell me that you are completely fine with becoming a minority in your own backyard. Now, if you cannot accept any of these things I mentioned, then why do you think the Brits, the English people, have to accept this? Why do you call the natives who are demanding for the preservation of their heritage bigots and all sorts of other names? Why do you criticize me for being unbiased and for pointing out the horrors that is happening to the West? Well, I just sincerely hope that the God Almighty will light a burning fire in the heart of every English man and woman so that they can wake up and pick up the courage needed to fight this replacement that is fast overtaking their nations. This is me encouraging every Englishman and every English woman to wake up now and act fast, because honestly, this battle is going to be a very difficult one to win. But as always, guys, these are my thoughts and my opinions. Please feel free to share yours in the comment section below, but do so respectfully. Also, if you're not subscribed to this channel, honestly, I don't know what you're waiting for. Subscribe to the channel, like and share this video to keep people informed, and consider joining my membership or supporting the channel in any way that you can. Thank you for watching this video, and I hope to catch you on the next one. For now, peace.